The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comic Network or its sponsors. Warning: the following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Efrain. Hello. Welcome, Grant. Hello. Welcome. It's going to be, I don't know, it's a little weird today. Yes, and I see you, the two people right now joining me. I'm from the eye next to the giant eyeball on my screen, from watching from regions beyond. If you are joining me from Facebook, if you are joining me for Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Join my sexy people in the chat. But like I said, today's kind of a weird day. It's like there's some shit going on in the alley, and I don't know if I might actually have to get off the stream prematurely until that gets settled. So I don't know. So so this feeling cute now, might delete later. Let's just depending on how it goes. So it's like, yeah, it's just some nonsense going on in the back alley that I've been kind of sort of dealing with since this morning. So hopefully, that'll get finally sorted out. But yeah. So it's like, so like I said, it's like if all of a sudden I need to cut out or something, it's like, look, I'm going to stay live until I actually reach the end of the broadcast, or I'm going to have to cut out, depending on what goes on. So maybe later I'll explain the story. So, but like I said, it's something in the back alley. It's not something going on with me in particular or specifically. It's just something going on in the neighborhood. And it's like, okay, let's hope that sorts out. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so I'm a little distracted. I'm a little out of it, but I guess we might as well just get this party started. Hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
Emotional damage.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, currently working on Tall Tales, or So I Thought, the first full-color Tall Tales book comic that I will be releasing on Kickstarter in hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I'm looking to finish the book this week so that I can get a proof out this Friday. I can order a proof for this Friday. So so Tall Tales, or So I Thought. All the links are in the show notes. You can go ahead and click on the link so you get notified when the campaign goes live on Kickstarter. And I am also known for the furry fantasy adventure Jesus Christ, you see, this is how distracted I am. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which returns to Kickstarter early summer 2023 with issue 7 already, which I am currently also in the process of working on as well. So make sure you sign up to my website and sign up for the mailing list so you get notified when the launch page for that campaign goes live. Oh, and I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Raging to the Vlog show every Monday and Friday on the Indie Comics Network at 11 a.m. Although here's the thing, this Friday, for other reasons unrelated to anything, we have to cancel the show. We're not going to have a show this Friday. JD has a doctor's appointment that turned out to that ended up being earlier than we can have the show, the vlog with. So so we're just skipping this Friday, and we will be back Monday morning at 11 a.m. with our next vlog. And speaking of fulfillment, which is kind of the theme of the show today, save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order using our coupon code RAGEN10. Not only can you get packing supplies so that your Kickstarter fulfillment rewards will go out in pristine condition. Even if you don't have a Kickstarter, even if you're not, you don't even run campaigns or anything, you can actually buy bags and boards and organize your comic book collection, which I know always needs organizing. You can buy bags and boards at Gemini Comic Supply as well. So go ahead and use our coupon code RAGEN10 on your next order. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com, and EGOWorks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can also check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, L-A-G-E Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of any of our shows go live. There you go. Oh, hello, Jens. Hello. My mom thinks I'm great too. Hello. Oh my goodness. Yes, there's always emotional damage from creating comics. Absolutely, Joe. Hello, Joe. Yes, unfortunately, like I said, JD has a doctor's appointment. So in the end, it was just easier to skip the show rather than kind of like deciding whether I wanted to do a shorter show or not. So it's like, you know what? Why have the extra stress? So we're skipping. Friday. So like I said, we'll be back on Monday. Okay, so what's going on today? Well, like I said, if you're just joining me right now, like I said, there's a chance that I might have to literally dip early on this stream, depending on what's going on. Like I said, there's some nonsense going on in the neighborhood that's been going on since this morning. And I don't know if I'm going to have to get off the stream because of it. Now, it's not anything directly related to me, but depending on what happens, I might have to, cut the stream short and maybe delete it, depending on how short I have to cut it. But hopefully nothing that drastic happens. But if I all of a sudden say, yo, gotta go, dip, you'll understand why. So right now, I'm just waiting for the last of my Kickstarter things to come in. I just did all the labels for the fulfillment of the Oswald Chronicles. So if you pledged to the Oswald Chronicles Volume 3 campaign, those packages will be going out extremely soon. So it's like if you're waiting for that, I should be either getting them out tomorrow, so that you'll start receiving your packages by the end of the week. And I'm waiting for I think like a final postcard to come in so I could start fulfilling EGORAVEN issue 6. So for everybody, thank you so much for supporting my campaign for EGORAVEN issue 6. All the books have been here. Like I said, I've just been waiting on some last minute items to do the pack out. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's cute in the doodles, but it's unfortunately they're not real. So the issue, that's we're just going to I'm just gonna have to deal with it, So issue 6 will be we'll be packing out issue 6 the next couple of days. So hopefully by Monday I can start getting packages out. So for those of you who supported the campaign, just so I could show these off. So I just got the cards, the trading cards, the for the campaign. So these were the stretch goal cards that we were able to meet on the campaign. So it's like my so this is pretty much if you ever wanted to know where EGORAVEN started, it's because of these two dipshits right here. Actually, no, they're not. It's like, my little dopey sorcerer. He's more, but it's like these are the two characters that start the entire saga, whether they knew it or not. So it's like, yes, my little neurotic sorcerer and the love of his life that actually is EGORAVEN's mother. So if you haven't picked up EGORAVEN Legend of the Silk Rose. This is where these characters are from. They are from this original story. However, starting in issue 6, this guy becomes more part of the story as well. So you don't need to read the prequel in order to understand what the story, what the prequel is about, like what everything references in the main storyline, but it actually adds a lot to the story, especially now that Desmond is going to be back in the main storyline as a major character as well. Also, with these trading cards, it finishes off the character trading card set that I have been offering up on the campaigns since issue 1. So I think it's a total of 15 cards. So yeah, these are the last 2 cards that go in them. So if you missed it out in future campaigns, I will be offering up these cards as a complete set. Each of these features one of the major characters, 15 of the major characters in the story, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, along with corresponding bios on the back. So I'm actually really happy to have these, that these were able to be unlocked on the last campaign. So at least I get to finish the series, the series of trading cards off. And also realizing it's like, wow, 15 major characters, that's a lot. But it's like, you know what? It's still not a lot compared to all the major characters that appear in Tall Tales. And like I said, speaking of Tall Tales, the pre-launch page for I Thought, which is the first full color Tall Tales book that we have ever done in our entire career. The pre-launch page for that is open. Its link is in the show notes, so you can go ahead and click on there to get notified when the second that campaign goes live. Like I said, I'm still like, I am literally on. Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. There's going to be plenty of, there's going to be plenty of other campaigns for you to jump in on. So, but thank you. Thank you for the thought though. So, yeah, so I'm currently still, now I'm officially on the last 10 pages of finishing up this Tall Tales book. And I'm talking about just flatting now. All I have to do is color correct and letter, and that's it. That's why I'm really, really gunning for Friday, because it's like I was supposed to finish this book 2 weeks ago, but I am, you know what? Now it's go time. It's like I really want to get this book finished so I can see, so I can actually get the proof before the campaign goes live. Because you know how I work here. I do not run a campaign until the book is completed. So 10 more pages to go, just color correcting and lettering. And yeah, and I can't wait for you guys to see this. It's just, even though it's like I've done, like pinups, Tall Tales pinups and stuff, to see the actual pages in color is still really, really trippy for me. So it's really exciting. I'm really excited about getting this book printed. So yeah, so I'm hoping to get the book finished by Friday, and then I can hopefully in about like 2 weeks. I can get the proofs for that, and then we could finally, we could finally launch the campaign in peace. So it's like that's also I have to remember to do the video as well. Once I like to finish all the artwork so that I could use like the best pieces to do the intro video for Kickstarter. So I still have to do that, and that's pretty much it. And speaking of videos, did you guys check out the new video that I uploaded the other day on both channels? So if you've never seen, if you're just hearing about EGORAVEN right now, or it's like you're familiar, or you've been collecting it since issue 1, I just uploaded a video comic version of EGORAVEN Heir the First Unicorn issue 1. It's so it's like it's brand new, it's in full color. I did have a previous version up from a couple of years ago, but this one is, like I said, it's a brand new version of it. It's in full color, with music, with sound effects, and I am reading the book to you. So yes, so if you want to so if you have the book, and you want to read along, you want to hear me read along with you with the comic, you now have a way to do this. So you can watch EGORAVEN on your TV and follow along and whatnot. Also, what's really interesting is that so I decided, so when I was doing this video, I was remembering a while ago someone had complimented me on making my PDFs accessible. He was a visually impaired person, and he uses a reader to read to him, and he was able to do that with the PDF of EGORAVEN. So when I redid this video, I thought that it would be kind of like, it's kind of like an audiobook version of the comic, of the first issue. And I got a review from my mother, who was watching watching the video in 4K, and she enjoyed it immensely. She said that it was very nice to be able to read a comic without having to worry about, like being able to actually read it, because I was technically reading it for her. And plus, in 4K, she could actually see the artwork. So, that's just, so that was pretty, that was pretty cool. So of course, I am planning on making the subsequent issues for EGORAVEN in that format. But if you want me to do those a little bit faster, go ahead and watch the video, and then leave me a like, leave me a comment, and I will, and I'll make sure to make those videos a priority. I was like, did you? Yes. That's one of the reasons why I really like the way it came out. It kind of reminded me of those, like you flip the book, and it's like, I just really, really liked the way, the way the video came out. And that's exactly what it was reminding me of too, like the old comic and records, and the record, and the record, right? So it's like it goes beep, turn the page, that type of thing. That's what it that's what oh, hey Patrick, hey, you're not missing, you didn't miss anything yet. I haven't even started anything yet, but like I said, it's like for everybody who's just coming in, like I said, I have some nonsense going on in my back alley in the neighborhood, and depending on how it goes, I might need to cut the video short. So so it depends. It really depends on what happens. So we'll just see. Like I said, we're just taking it minute by minute. Most likely nothing's gonna happen. Like I said, it has nothing to do with me. It's just outside. Oh, about the recent audio. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, what's funny? I have asked for notifications. I have clicked on that notification bell for certain channels, and I don't get notifications either. It's incredibly inconsistent. Like, I'll hit notify me, and then I'll never, and then all of a sudden, a couple of hours later, I realized I missed the stream or whatever, and never got a notice that someone was going live or anything. So you know what? So I guess hit that bell, click on that notification bell at your own risk. You might get a notification, you might not. But yes, but I do have the video comic on my channel right now. So yeah, so after we're done here, you can go on over and listen to me read EGORAVEN, Heir the First Unicorn, issue 1 to you. So very happy with that. Speaking of proofs, one last thing I wanted to show off. I don't know if I showed this off on the previous stream. I think it was on the vlogs. I don't remember. But I got, speaking of proofs, I got a new proof in. I think this was about like a week ago. So this is for a campaign that's coming up in the fall of 2023. I know that you've heard me talk about, Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, or EGORAVEN, the Unicorn King's Daughter, the Conan parody comic that I'm putting out later this year. So along with that campaign, I am putting out the first collected issue of all the short stories that I've done for EGORAVEN. These are all the short stories that they were offered up as stretch goals on previous campaigns. It's like, oh, if you reach the stretch goal, I was going to add these short stories to the Kickstarter edition comic. But we only were able to unlock one of them, which is the first story in here. But the rest of the stories, I figured I finally put together in a first issue. So what these are is that these are short stories that I wrote that kind of add to the world building, add to the character building, but they really don't fit in with the main storyline of Heir of the First Unicorn. They don't really fit in with in there because it's like they're kind of like little side quests, I guess you could say. It's like if I had put them in the main story, they would have slowed everything down. They don't really add to that story. They don't really move anything in that story. So instead of like forcing them into a storyline where they really don't fit in, you're now going to be able to get them as a collected first issue. So as I do more of these short stories, I will release more of these books until I get enough for a collected trade paperback. So, and I know, and now the second I say that, it's like I hear Anita going, "Don't tell them you're putting out a trade paperback." It's like, oh, too late. I'm sorry. It's a habit. I have these things so scheduled out that it's like, so this contains 4 short stories, and one of them is a Oswald EGORAVEN crossover that JD Calderon wrote. So I have this as well. It was so it's like so this is like a really cute, fun book. So it's like, if you're not the type that wants to get the more adults only book, the Conan parody, it's kind of like, that was kind of like a soft R with but if that's not what you're into, you can also get, this is a very safe for work a comic book that you could pick up on that campaign, but like I said, that's going to be more later on this year, early fall, that this campaign is going to come out. Viking Unicorn, yes, Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut is like I said, it's a Conan parody book based in the EGORAVEN universe. It's a parody of both EGORAVEN and Conan. So it's a very canon, non-canon story. So it's a parody of Conan that I'm putting out. It was based on a Facebook joke that went completely off the rails, and I had done a couple of doodles playing around with it, and then it just got to a point where it's like, oh snap, I actually got a story. I actually got a story, and I'm going to have to put this out because you know what? I really, really want to put out a Kickstarter that has medieval unicorn Viking slut in the title just to see what happens. But yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's a whole experimental slash goofing around thing that I'm doing. But don't let the title fool you. I am dead serious about this project. It's probably going to be some of my best work to date in this project. And if you want to know more about it, you can head on over to my Facebook and just look through my feed. I talk about it a lot. I also have some preview artwork on my Facebook as well. With that upcoming campaign. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, it's like I am dead serious about this book. It's my best work to date, and I really do think everyone's going to have a lot of fun with it. So speaking of having fun, or maybe not having fun, or at least I really got to get to work. So what we have today on the table, as you can see, is something a little different, something a little same, but a little different. If you caught me last week, we did a video last week, I think. Yeah, we did a stream last week. So, that's it. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like that. Yes, it's very Muppet Show. Literally just throwing these ideas around because they make us laugh, and then we realize, like, oh wait, we can actually use this. Yes, I really like that. Yes. So on the last stream, I had started inking in a sketch cover that I needed to do. Actually, what am I doing? It's like right here. So this was the sketch cover that I was working on last week. So this is what it looks like as a finished inked piece. And I have the 4 already done. So this is another one right here. So this is the other sketch cover. And this is the other one that I did as well. So as you can see, I have a theme going with all 4 of these covers. I like when it comes to, look, when you do as many sketch covers as I do, there just comes a point where it's like, I like working in themes just to kind of like try to keep it interesting for me, as opposed to like, oh, let me do another pinup, another generic pinup. So, and sometimes I like to be experimental as well. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be revisiting a technique that I used on an older Tall Tales campaign from a couple of years ago, where I was using these mica pigment paints. They're metallic paints. With some shimmer in it, and also maybe like try out some of these like Posca shimmer. These are like kind of like glitter Posca markers. They're acrylic marker pens, but they have glitter in the paint. So we're gonna like play around with that as well. So so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be kind of like painting in certain areas on this piece where I want it to be metallic. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a bump, and I'm going to transfer over to the drawing table, and and then we could just get started, because like I said, it's like, look, depending on how this goes, I might be able to make it through the entire stream without having to dump out, but just in case, at least let's get some work started, so that if anything happens, at least you get to see something. Like I said, I don't expect anything to happen. I mean, because granted, it's like nothing's really happened since this morning. So I'm unfortunately, I'm kind of expecting this issue to be a little long in the tooth than it needs to be. But like I said, I'll explain it later when it kind of gets resolved. So so let's get okay, so let me just put this over here so I can keep an eye on that. And so let me play a bump. I'm going to transfer over to the other screen and the other table, and we'll be right back.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
There we go. So let me see. Oh, I keep forgetting to move my camera right here. So actually, you know, let me see something. Let me see something. Because like I was playing around with, yeah, I know this is, I know it's going to be a little visually annoying right now, but hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I could do this. There we go. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I'm always turning my head. I'm leaving the camera there, always turning my head. And it's like, hey, asshole, you can actually move the camera. Because I fixed up the wires so I could be able to, I could move the camera to where I look at how much better this is. Oh my God. Why did it take me today to realize it? Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. So look at that. Look at that. We're looking. Oh yes. It's like you can see a little bit of my back wall here. You can see, yes. So there you go. You can see a little bit of the cage in the background as well. So it's like, yes, I really do have this giant ass cage with the senior parrot in the background. So yes, I really do have him making noises in the background. So let's see. Oh, I invested in a big box of pens for my colorist, but in a line where I can't order one piece when they run out. Yeah, that's well, like I said, Einstein, he's here. That's his cage. That's his house right there. But he's on the other side. So you know, so if you see anything moving in the background, that'll be him. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's not exactly what's going on. If it was just street repair, I wouldn't be so uptight about it. Let's just say I had to call the cops 4 times. And as far as I'm hoping they just take care of it. They just take care of it while I'm doing the stream and leave me alone. You know, that's what I'm, you know, like I said, I'll explain it. You know, we'll have a story time later about it. Like I said, once it gets settled. So yeah, so okay, so this is one of the sketch covers that I'm working on. And yeah, so the idea is to use these metallic paints. They're metallic watercolors, kind of. Yeah, you know. And I haven't used these in a while, so I'm hoping that the that the brushes are still good. I mean, this is my good brush, and the other ones here are kind of like the Michaels off-brand. So let's see. Let's try these first. Let me just, yeah, like I said, I haven't used these in a while. So the idea, let's see, what are we doing? So now let's see. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to paint in this area first. I have the, and I'm thinking like probably this red color would look really nice on it. Okay, hold on. Let me, Patrick, you have no idea. You have no idea. I swear to God. Actually, you probably do. Because yeah, I wish I could do that. So you know, so let me see. Oh, so let me get the music started. So we're going to go back to the tried and true medieval playlist on Epidemic Sound. So let's see. So yeah, so these paints, so like I said, these are metallic watercolors. Actually, I mean, it looks pretty on screen, but because I don't have a ledge on this desk, it has everything has a tendency to slide. And since I'm not using it, I might as well just put it to the side. So let's see. So yeah, so I got these several years ago. And it was just like kind of like, really nice to use it. It's like, I think, let me see. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to remember what I did. I'm trying to remember whether I put marker underneath. Well, let's do this side and see what we get. Let's do this side. I have a feeling now that I've put down the watercolor on the paper, that I think what I must have done was put down like a red coat. Oh, did I? No, I think I just need to layer it up a bit. Yeah, because I don't remember coloring in. Okay, so scratch that. I don't think I colored. I put like a Copic base first. It's like, that's very shiny. It's a shame that you can't really see it. Yeah, okay. Let me move that, 'cause that's going to be annoying. But it is, it's very shiny. Yes, I think what I did is I had to layer a couple of coats on it to get the effect that I wanted. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I did. I just put, can you see? Oh, it looks okay, because it kind of, yeah, okay, you can see it, right? You can see it? Okay, good. Because it's like, yeah, it's like, so what I probably, well, actually, we'll do it here. We'll do it on the stream. So, what I like about these paints, so if you're interested in getting them on Amazon, they're called Fine Tech. Okay, this one is M600S, but I think if you just look up Fine Tech, you'll be able to see like all their different watercolor sets, and yeah, and it's like, and what I like is that when this dries, especially if you like really, like you put in like a couple of layers. So take care, Jens. So talk to you later. It's like, where is it? Oh, there we go. Hello. Oh, Bunny needs, yes. Oh, yes, that's right. It's like you have Bunny running on, I think it's an Indiegogo, right? So you have yeah, it's like, it's been so long since I spoke to you that yes. So I'll put a link to your campaign in the show notes after I'm done with the show, so that everybody could check that out. It's a really cute looking book that Jen is doing. So it's called Bunny, and it's about bunnies. So yeah, so what I really like about this paint is that, like, not only is it really shiny, oh yeah, it looks really good on the screen, but it's like it dries kind of like oh, very nice. Oh, there we go. Your artist is flying from the USA to Sweden. Oh, very nice. We're looking to travel overseas again. We haven't done it in a while, and we're looking to probably Oh yes, definitely, definitely, Patrick. It's like, yes, ooh, shiny. I've always wanted a sparkly of my very own, and here I have sparklies of my very own, and so I had gotten a whole set of metallic Poscas, and I got these and also these because I think I saw someone else using them. Oh, I think what they were doing, it was for it was one of the Society of Creative Anachronisms, and it was this woman who was doing she was doing an illuminated manuscript type of page, and she was using these paints to do the gold embellishing. Um and I figured, oh, that's really nice. It's like, I'd really like to try it out, so that's what I did. There was a couple of nice Tall Tales covers that, of course, scanning them in doesn't do any justice because it flattens out the paint. Unfortunately, like, this is the type of thing you have to kind of see in person. um well, yeah, it's a shiny, yes. The funny thing is that I was originally wanting to do gold, uh but then it's like I don't know, then it will look a little bit too much like a Byzantine icon, and I don't know, maybe it's not such a bad thing, but I think it might have been like too much gold for what I'm going for here, because there's going to be a lot of silver. So that's why I chose the metallic red for this one. Probably one of them, you know what, probably I'll do a different color for each of the covers. And also what I like about these paints is that when they dry, I can actually go over the edges with ink to clean it up, and it doesn't affect the paint, and it doesn't affect the ink. So that was pretty nice too, to be able to uh to be able to like, just to touch things up a bit, so it's like, yeah, I'm just yeah, so I really like this. Oh, so I bought the Poscas and this just to see like which would work better. And the Poscas, which are an acrylic paint pen, they literally have acrylic in them. They came out a little too streaky for my taste on paper. Uh, I guess it depends on, like, it says that you can use them on uh oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, the next one I'll do blue then. The next one I'll do, I think, well, the closest I have blue is, well, this is kind of like a green. Unfortunately, I don't have a blue in this pigment, but also that's the reason why I pulled out the shiny um the shiny Posca. Even though when I did um the I might as well just let it dry for a bit. If you can see it here, so this is the blue that I'm going to use on another cover, and it comes out a little streaky on paper. Even though they said you can use the Poscas on paper, I have yet to really get the same nice smooth finish that I can get with these. So probably what I should do is I should look online. Well, I should look on Amazon because that's where I got these, and see if they have like any other colors. Because at the time that I bought these, they only had the two sets. They had this one and they had the golds, the different golds, which we will be using. And once I have this done. So yeah, so they probably, if they have like blues, like different types of colors, like something that really looks green, really looks blue, I'll probably pick it up, because I have forgotten how nice this looks. Look at how nice this is looking. So it's like whoever is getting these covers, I mean, yeah, they're it's going to be really nice. You know, they're going to be able to put it on there, to hang it up, and it'll be all nice and shiny. Okay, so for a little bit, I was a little worried that I messed up the cover already, because I thought that maybe I had put in a undercoat of marker, but turns out I don't need it. Although it does look like I need to put in a second coat. Hold on, let me just lift this a bit. It's so shiny, I can't really. That's okay. It's okay. I could probably put in like a second coat, and it'll look, it'll smooth it out. Yeah, it'll smooth it out. You know, so let me do that on this side. So you guys hear the music okay? Because I usually set my headphones to lower than it actually is on the air. So yeah, just tell me if the music, you can hear the music, or whether. I don't think it's too loud, but you know, you guys tell me whether I need to adjust the volume. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Yeah, you definitely need two coats. Actually, you know what's really funny? Okay, I need a CGC artist account. Oh, so I was kind of thinking about that. You know, because it's like, you know, I was talking to Rob Multari, and I go, you know, it's like, look, you know, what's the deal? Because he gets, and I know you get your books slabbed as well. And Rob Multari says, oh, it's a nice novelty. You know, it's like they especially, it looks really good at shows, you know, when you put it on the desk, or when you put it on the table. And to tell you the truth, now that I'm like doing this and it's looking really, really nice, I'm like, well, you know what? Although, let's see, I am going to start that soon. Finally got my artist account for CGC. So I know that there's, like, if you're getting books graded, now it's like, look, yes, I think in general, look, I'll fight you. You know, it's like, yes, I will fight you on this, but I really do think that it's kind of like a bubble market, the CGC graded. You know, I mean, it just, you know what? It's like, I've seen it way too many times already. So, you know, as a collector market, I don't take it seriously. But the thing is, though, is that there is something rather aesthetic about it. There is, I mean, because Nita, I showed it on a previous show. Nita got me a glow in the dark Max cover that I told her that I had lost a long time ago, only for me to find out that Jose said that, oh, it's in my collection. Somehow his and my collection got merged, and he says that he actually has my copy. I don't know what was going on, but so she got me a Max glow in the dark, and it came CGC graded, and I have to admit, it looks good on the wall. You know, it looks good, you know, and I really do like the way that looks. So as an aesthetic, I like it. As, you know, as an actual collector's value, I think it's sus. But as an aesthetic, I like it. And you know, so I was thinking of, like, so I know that CGC, like, I think it's like, what, like, if you're a creator, they only charge you $35 or something. But you know, but the thing is, though, is like, I'm also reading that it's like that they have like a 3-year waiting list or something crazy like that, because they're so backed up on grading books. Or something crazy. Like, it was like either 6 months or whatnot. It's like 3 years might be exaggerating. It's like probably like 6 months or something. And it's like, that's kind of a long time to wait. But I have to kind of, but you know what? It's like, if I do more of these types of covers, because yeah, look at how nice that came out. Let me just pull it up a bit. Yeah, you see how, yeah, and it's like when you get that second coat on it, it really smooths out the, let me just do that. Yeah, it really smooths out when you put that second, third coat on it. Let me see. See that? Look at how nice that looks. You know? Look at that. Look at that. I'm very happy. Very happy. I mean, yeah, I was kind of debating whether, but you know what? It's been so long. Like I said, it's been a couple of years since I used. Let's see. Yeah, the sketch covers. Well, you know what? I like the preservation of it. Okay, that I'll give you. I do like the aesthetic of the preservation of it. You know, if people think it has value because of that, okay, that's, you know what, that's between them and the mouth of God. You know, I mean, it's like between the ear of, it's like from their mouth to the ear of God or whatever. And okay, so while that's dry, that looks really nice. I like the way that's really coming out. So okay, so now what I'm going to do is let's grab of gold. Okay, so let's bring the gold palette back. Okay, so we have gold, we have the silver there that I was using a lot on the tall tales. Let's see. You know, let's see. So let's see. What should we do next? Maybe yeah. Okay. So let's do gold. Okay. So let's do the gold. Let's see. I don't think I've used this particular gold. As you can tell, I used these three here. Actually, I used a lot of, so might as well. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me just dab this a bit. Okay. You know, yeah, I mean, it's like, look, you know, I mean, look, I've seen speculator markets come and go, and this just smells of another. That's all it is, you know. But like I said, aesthetically, I like the way CGC graded books look. You know, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's, you know, especially it's like, it's, you know, because Nita was saying that it's like, oh, you know, it's like I wanted to put in like a screwdriver set so that you could actually read the comic. And I was like, look, if I wanted to actually read the comic, I can find a copy somewhere. And like I said, it's like, it's my copy is probably in Jose's collection somewhere. But you know, but I actually like the way, you know, because this is just for the cover. You know, this is, you know, these graded books are just really for the cover. That's why variant covers do so well. Well, particular variant covers do well on Kickstarter. You know, I just really like the way it looks. So it's like, yeah, so I would slab my books just for the aesthetic of it. You know, I mean, you know, in the end, if it makes people think that it has more value because of that, okay, fine. You know, but to me, it would be just aesthetic. You know, have you used Strathmore paper? Yes, for my main pages, for pretty much all my hand done pages, and all my artwork, they're all done on Strathmore 300 smooth plate. The smooth Bristol, also there, it's also known as plate Bristol, but um you see that this is, you see, so once this dries, I'll be able to touch up those inks, so that'll really pop. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah, but that's the type of paper that I use. Um I really don't use anything else, really, you know. Okay. All right. So let me turn this so that I'm not putting, yeah, because I mean it's we still have to worry about smearing. So I'm going to turn this. So let's do her horn. I wasn't going to do her horn in paint, but you know what? It's like, I think that it'll look really nice if we do that. So I'm just going to turn her this way. I don't think I need tape for now. So let me put this back. Probably what I need to do is I need to put like little feet, a little rubber thing underneath there, so that I can put it on here without worrying about it sliding. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me use the smaller paint. Let me use the smaller paintbrush. Okay. All right. So let me. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is that so that it looks like kind of nicer, also like in a strange 3-dimensional kind of way. I'm going to do each segment as opposed to just painting straight and then waiting. Is it soaking through? No. Well, it's just wrinkling the paper. Hold on. So let me, okay, so I'll show you in a minute once. Okay, so let me get a couple of these and then I'll show you. It's not soaking through as much as it's just kind of like wrinkling the paper, and you can see that. Honestly, when I use Copics on this to do the rest of it, whatever's not metallic, that will soak through. So, which is really ironic. Like, I probably could watercolor this. If I could probably watercolor the entirety of this, and it'll probably, all the worst it'll do is just wrinkle the paper. Like, if you see here, like, I don't know if you can see it, but it just wrinkled, but the actual pen and ink soaked through, but not the paint. Also, you know, it's like I'm making the paint is kind of thick enough that it doesn't need to I don't need to use a lot of water on it, so it's not soaking through. Yeah, it's funny when this dries, it's kind of like a little raised. So it's funny. So her horn is going to have kind of like a little 3-dimensional feel to it. Now, of course, I'm probably making my life a little bit difficult by deciding to paint, to do these illuminated illustrations for these covers. But you know what? It's like I think they're really pretty, and I really do think the people who get these covers are really going to appreciate them. You know, like I said, it's just something a little bit different than what I was doing before. Okay, so as you can see, it's so the actual the toner that I'm trying to paint over is kind of separating the paint. You know, because I guess it's like it's really slick where the toner is, so it doesn't have actual paper to cling onto. So it's kind of separating, as you can see there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on going so that it fills, the paint fills in the gap between where the toner is, where the actual paper is showing through. And then, you know, I'll just touch it up with a pen. Yeah. So yeah, so once that dry, oh, that looks good. So what? Yeah, so now it's looking a bit sloppy because, of course, you know, it's like I'm going over the it's bleeding onto the ink. But like I said, once it dries, I'm able to go in and just to go over it. Although probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this smaller brush. I'm going to go back into the red and I'm going to cover that line. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because in the end, it's like there's no real reason for me to have an outline here. It's like probably thinking, you know, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have inked it in. I should have just left that in pencil. So that okay, so all right. So let's cover that up. Ah, yes, much better, much better. There we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello, Jake. Oh, hello. Ah. And of course, because Jake and Joe are now officially in the chat, you know what that means.
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogwarts guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogwarts guys.
There we go. We're official now. But yeah, I mean, this looks so much better covering up the... Okay, yeah, so for this, we're just going to cover up that line. There we go. Yeah, it looks so much better. Oh, you know. I mean, geez, it's like, okay, hold on. Let me... There we go. There, at least that'll keep it from sliding. At least the masking tape. You see, masking tape, you know, can fix everything. Okay, so let's just... No, absolutely. There we go. Yes, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And yes, that's true. It's not a proper stream without the clip. You know. Let's see. Yeah, the problem is that I'm getting a lot of like reflection, a lot of glare between the light and the paint. Yeah, it's one of those nobody breathe moments. Yeah, this is why I never really learned how to. Oh, you see, look at that. I never learned how to ink with a brush. Not that in the end it matters nowadays, you know. Everything is done digitally anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah. Yes, it keeps paint palettes from sliding. Yeah. Masking tape keeps the paint palette from sliding. Like I said, I don't have a bar on this board that like would serve as like kind of like a pencil rest or something, so everything just slides. So okay, hold on. Gonna have to give me a minute. Okay, so hopefully that'll be the end of it. Hopefully. I'm going to you know. Okay, where's my thing here? So yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so hopefully that'll take care of it. i.e. the cops finally showed up, so let's see if they take care of what they need to take care of. No. Wow. You know what? Let me check something. Let me just check something really quick. And then, so again, let me, because I really do not want to stop the stream. So let me just check something really quick. I will be right back. Like I said, Joe, if it was only that easy. If it was only that easy. If only I could send out a 7-foot Norse god out there to take care of shit for me. But that only happens in the doodles. That would have been, shit would have been taken care of by this morning. If I had that option, you know? But, let's see. Oh, okay. So also the thing about this paint, as you can see here, I guess I got a little schmutz here. Again, I can cover that up with ink, and you know, and it won't be too bad. That's why I'm not really that concerned about it. But just goes to show you that no matter how careful I am, you know, So I think did I cover that up? Did that cover up? Yeah, that covered up nicely. So, okay, I think I'm done with the red. Okay. Let's see. I'm done with the red. So yeah, so I'm going to then take the masking tape and we're going to use it on the gold. Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody ruins gaming stuff. That's true. He's got FIFA to play. Yeah. So let's see. So okay, so let's go back to so now let's do here. Actually, let me show you. Let me show you like how this works. So let me get my pen. Okay, so here is actually, let me get the smaller one. I'm going to get my micron just to show you how well it works. Okay, so here's the 5. Right. So okay, so we have these two dots, the little buttons here, right? So I can literally just go over it with a micron. Well, it's this is the Pit Pen, the Faber-Castell Pit Pen, and you see, and we're back to normal, right? So same thing with the buckle here. I'm just going to go over it. So you see, there we go. So you see how much nicer that looks. Okay. So you see, so that's why, it's like, that's why in the end, it's like, I go, oh, let me use these watercolors again. Because it's like, yeah, let me fix her. Oh, okay. I forgot to put the tape there. So at least that won't move. I was afraid it was going to move. So let me get my pen here. So let me fix up, let me fix her horn. So see, so now I just have to just go over the line and there we go. Yeah, anything that's over the toner, it's not. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with that. The ink from the logo. So that's just going to have to, be what it is. Okay. So there you go. So you see, so that's, so in the end, that's kind of why I like this paint, because it's like, I think it's rather easy to work with. You get like a really nice finish, and it's easy to touch up. It's easy to touch up. Oh, and just to show you, so again, this is what the inside cover looks like. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see like where it kind of buckled, mostly where the red is, because that's the largest area. So it buckled a little bit, but as you can see, the ink that I used, it all, to ink it, that's always going to go through the cover. You would have to use a really, really thick paper if you don't want, or like the equivalent of mixed media paper, if you don't want it to bleed through. But the problem is that then it's not able to be printed on, or at least not digitally, not using print on demand. So I think that this is just something that everybody has to put up with if they want sketch covers. I've never had anybody complain about bleed through, and of course I always make sure that it doesn't bleed through on the next page. So of course, but oh, you know what? Let me, so technically I should be fixing up right around here as well. Yeah, I've never had anybody complain about, oh, the piece bled through or anything. Never had that happen. I think for a little bit, or let's see, let me see. Have you tried putting some kind of sealer on the area ahead of time? No, it wasn't necessary. It's not necessary. It's just pretty much letting it dry. I mean, if you're talking about protecting the paper, I don't think there's really anything that I could do to keep that bleed through from happening. And like I said, it's like most artists that do these sketch covers, I mean, and the thing is, I think that most people who buy sketch covers, they just already let's see, that you don't do cardstock double cover. Oh, that no, it's, you know what, I think that that's just an added cost that I think that in the end nobody really cares about, honestly. I don't see the point of it, really. Like I said, I've never had anybody complain that I've never had anyone complain that oh, no wonder I was using the wrong. Was I using the wrong? So yeah, so I don't feel the need to go through the extra expense of doing a double cover when, like I said, nobody really complains about it. Oh, yeah. That I think that one, that was the music that I used for Tall Tales the Peacekeepers, which is I think that might be my favorite trailer because of that like that's because every time I hear that song, it's just, I don't know, there's just something that song is just really, really good. You know. So oh yeah, it's a good thing I bought new ones of these because I've been using these so much. I had to buy more, so they're kind of a little dried out. Um, yeah, all my pens are dried out. So yeah, I just bought a couple of new ones. So there we go. But I think yeah, I think that's fine. There we go. Okay, so you see? So okay. So yeah. You know, and also, yeah, also the thing is too, you can affect the paper by doing that, by putting something. I mean, it's yeah, it depends. Yeah, I like I said, it's like I don't, when it comes to the sketch covers, I really don't worry about it too much. Um so so let's go into, okay, there's my other brush. So let's use this silver. Let's get this silver going. Like, yeah, optimally I should be like cleaning out, you know, like using like fresh water every time I change colors, but I can't be bothered with that, you know. So the silver is going to end up with a bit of a red and gold tint in it. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me that much. Also, once it's like I mix in enough, um all right. So okay, so we're gonna use this silver. So now we're gonna go in with silver. This is gonna be a little bit harder to see because obviously it kind of like is white. Um yeah, exactly. You know, I can't be bothered. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put down the first layer. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna go over with a pen to clean it up. Yeah. You know, I was supposed to like show like using some Copics on this, but it's like, you know what? I'm in too much of a groove with these paints. So I might as well just put in all the paint first down. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, this is gonna these four covers are gonna take me a couple of days just to get them all painted. You know, because you can't, you know, in the end, it's like materials like this you can't really rush. You know, because like I have to let it dry and then I have to put on a second coat for it to look right. You know. but like I said, I think that the final result's going to be worth it. Also, I'm really trying to keep my mind off of the issue in the alley. I have a feeling this is going to be a reoccurring problem. I don't know. I don't know. Technically, I shouldn't. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be living in a future that I'm only speculating on. But like I said, once everything is settled, I'll explain the story. But right now, it's like you know what? I really don't want to think about it. Let's just worry about putting more paint down. Yeah, so the silver, yeah, the silver, yeah, I definitely have to put a second coat, kind of. Yeah, just want to make sure the first coat is where it's supposed to be. So it's a little hard to see with the light. But yeah, but I definitely like using these paints better than Posca's. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, so we're just getting the first coat down. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, so yeah, Joe is saying that it sounds like I'm listening to a variant of the Yu-Gi-Oh theme, and it's like I don't, that's there's a lot of, I mean, I am so out of touch with anime, especially remember when we were talking about manga the last episode, and it's like I didn't even know what Yu Yu Hakusho was. I mean, I'm just like so out of it. Like, I know what the popular stuff is. Like, I've heard of One Piece. I've heard of, Naruto. I've heard, you know, of Bleach. But I don't know any of those. I've heard of them. That's the extent of it. So I moved on to a smaller brush. For those of you keeping score. Like just yesterday, I was watching a video about a manga called Blue Period. And it's about a student who has to take like elective art courses for his college, and it turns out that he actually has an aptitude for it. And but the thing is, though, because it's like he's always been raised to like, oh no, it's like you can't make money doing art, you have to go into the STEM sciences and whatnot because you'll be able to get a good job that way, because he comes from a poor family. He only sees art as, oh, this is just for slackers, this is just for people who just want an easy grade, and then he begins to learn. It's pretty much the person, I think it's a woman who wrote it, who does that manga, where it's like it's pretty much her confronting a lot of the biases that that artists face. And what's really funny is that also it's like, we like to think that Japan is kind of like this artist's haven, because it's like, oh, manga is so popular and they see comic books as an art form and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, actually, that's not really the case. They see manga as just another throwaway product. And it seems that, just like here, very few people are at the top, and everybody else kind of struggles, to just garner a standard living, doing manga. And, and yeah, so it's just, it was kind of like a video about that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I think that we do have a tendency to fetishize other cultures for what we perceive is their more open attitude towards the arts. But in the end, if you really talk to people, because I remember someone talking about the same thing with like European comics, that it's like, oh, they have such respect and blah, blah, blah for the art form and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, well, on one hand, yes, it is widely celebrated, but at the same time, again, you have the same system where it's like there's very few people at the top succeeding at it, and then everybody else barely is able to to earn a living on it. And mind you, and it's like, and you would think that that's a lot easier in Europe because they're dirty socialist countries, and they have this shit like you know uh universal health care, and and they have a social safety net and all that, but and then you're still struggling as an artist, because in the end, I guess it's like, in the end, when it comes to any of these countries, art is still a commodity. Art is still something to be bought and sold, and it's treated as such. And people, it's like, yeah, maybe they'll see it as art, but maybe like the society at large doesn't see it as anything but, just that thing, I guess. I don't know. Because they were saying in the video how Japan is cutting a lot of the humanities from their colleges, so that like art, especially like art programs, because they said they wanted to replace them with something that services society better, as if art doesn't service society. So yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, so it's like, it's very easy for us, I guess, like to fetishize, it's different in Europe, it's different in Japan. Is it really? It's like, I remember, I forgot where it was, but they were talking about, like someone had said, it's like, oh, stop fetishizing Japan. And they posted up a panel from a manga, which I guess is literally about that, where it's like, well, so you see this nerd going, it's like, oh, but if I can't be an otaku in Japan, then where can I fit in? And I guess like the Japanese woman he was whining to says, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's like, stop making my country, a weirdo Neverland for you. It's like, bitch, I live here, it's like, so it was just kind of, and it's just kind of funny how a lot of people do that, where it's like, oh, Japan is like a weeaboo paradise. And it's like, actually, it's not really. Every time I watch a video about traveling in Japan and what to expect and whatnot, you have to go to very very specific places to find, manga and anime and, video games and stuff like they have dedicated districts to that. But, it's not like you can go, and this is something that somebody who lives there is like she has a favorite anime that the average person's never heard of in Japan. And of course, you have the weebs who are going to like try to fight, going, oh, but you can ride, it's like you can ride a bullet train that has Neon Genesis Evangelion on all over it. And I had to jump in and answer that person. It's like, so what? It's like, so what? I can go to the supermarket and buy a can of SpaghettiOs with Superman's face on it. The average person can give a rat's ass about Jim Lee, and they don't even know who the fuck he is. They can give a rat's ass about Jim Lee and DC Comics and the average comic book artist. They don't give a shit. But but yeah, they can buy a can of SpaghettiOs with Superman's face on it. It doesn't mean that we're somehow more culturally aware. The average person just sees Superman as just, okay, that's a product. Superman is a product. So it's like, yeah, it's like, it's so that's the thing. Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's on the side of a fucking train because it's a product, not because there's a reverence for it. The studio bought the advertising space. It could have been anything. Well, that's well, yeah, of course. It's like when you look at the term art as more of a discipline and rule of operation, that means tradition, some of the generalities and fetishes go away. Right, of course. It's kind of like the joke about, it's like, you do porn, it's like when when people do porn artwork, when I do porn artwork, you must be horny all the time. It's like, no, you stupid motherfucker, I'm trying to get that foot to look right. I mean, being horny has nothing to do with it. I'm trying to get, I'm trying to get the piece to look right. Oh, look at that. I hit the, look at that. I hit a, oh, look at that. It's hollow. Oh, look at that. But, but that's the thing. I mean, it's like, I think that's what happens when what is it? When people kind of like attach too much of their personality to something, to a product. But I think that's also a different conversation. It's kind of like, when people get upset about, like I'm talking about really get upset, like about Star Wars and shit, it's like, they say it's like, it's like, this was our film and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, look, and they talk about Star Wars like if it was like some kind of niche movie, rather than a blockbuster right out the gate. Like your grandmother went to see Star Wars. It wasn't some kind of niche little thing that you had to go into like repertory theaters, I think, like the little art theaters and whatnot. And then it just happened to get big for some reason. It's like, no, Star Wars has always been big, and it's like, and then it's like, and then it's like, they're doing 3-hour videos, analyzing a 30-second trailer. And it's like, that's way too extra. That is just like way too much, and then it's like, yeah, did these last 3 movies suck? Sure. It's like, did I think that, The Force Awakens had a lot of potential? Absolutely. That I think that I really liked all of the characters and whatnot. And, and I was really disappointed at how the movies went as they went along. I thought they really infantilized everybody. The only character that they really showed any interest in, not surprising, is, was Kylo Ren. But then it's like, in the end, it's like they had to do some stupid redemption shit. He was supposed to be Space Caligula. He wasn't supposed to be like all of a sudden, it's like, I mean, but my point is that it's like, was I disappointed? Yeah, I was. But it's like, in the end, it's like, okay, it's just a fucking movie. It's kind of like when the new She-Ra came out, and it's like, in these fucking, these freaking dorks were like all going off about it. And I go, look, I tried watching the old She-Ras, the original She-Ras, and I couldn't do it. I literally outgrew those cartoons. Do I have fond memories of them? Yes, I do. But my childhood is very much intact. Thank you. But did the new thing, was the new ones any better? I don't know. That wasn't made for me either. I couldn't watch those either. And people just, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what point I'm making at this, I don't even know, what point I'm making. It's like, I guess it was going back to the people thinking that Japan is some kind of like artist's paradise. And because of this one video, like when a mangaka in Japan is doing an entire comic, explaining, it's like, this sucks. I mean, this actually sucks. Well, and actually though, the video was saying like the thing that the story was really, oh, I forgot this hand. What the story was really talking about, that she was referring to, was there's a part in the manga where, like, the main character, he dismisses the work. I was like, oh, that's just talent. You're really talented. That whole thing. And it's like, yeah, it's like, although most people who say you're so talented, they mean it. They most of the time mean it as a compliment, but at the same time, it's a backhanded compliment, because the implication being is that the work didn't matter. All the years that I spent learning how to do this didn't matter because, oh, it's just talent. You were going to do it anyway. And it's like, I wish it was that easy, because I'm certainly not where I want to be artistically, so I have to continue working on it. It's like, it's kind of like Picasso, said that everybody is born an artist. The problem is that a lot of people are eventually are pretty much raised to not be. So, to say that it's a talent, I mean, it's like, yes, do certain people have aptitude? Yeah. Okay. Yes. It's like, I have an aptitude for this, but I still have to work every fucking day to make that aptitude mean something. Because that was also a quote that was in the video, where pretty much talent without work might as well, like, talent without the work, talent might as well not exist at all. This was from a study that some researchers did, trying to, I guess, quantify talent. Does talent matter? And pretty much and that was pretty much what they assessed, was that without the hard work, the talent is meaningless. Because if you just have the talent and you don't do anything with it, you might as well have not have the talent at all. So, but the thing is, though, artists knew that already. We could have told you that. I mean, it's like, stop confusing us with Nepo babies who are just, they decide they want to have an art gallery showing, and, dad sets it up with his friend who happens to be, who happens to run one of the largest galleries in the world. That actually was an article or that I read, that it's like, oh, how did this artist become a famous, how did this artist become famous at 22? It's like, oh, she had a gallery showing, at this prestigious venue that her father happened to know the person. Oh, there was another one where it's like, how did this woman become, maybe I shouldn't really tell that story, but you know what? Fuck it. Like, how did this woman become the hottest thing in the art scene right now? It's like, like, she just came out of nowhere getting a gallery showing at this very prestigious gallery, and it turned out she was dating the gallery owner. Oh, she just happened to be dating the gallery owner. I mean, and that's the thing. And it's like, and what's funny is, like, I think that's what, and we end up getting lumped into that. And it's like, no, we actually have to work. We actually have to practice. You know, we actually have to put the time in, you know? That's why we actually really don't like that compliment. You know, it's like, oh, you're so talented. Yeah, thanks. You know? It's like, no, I just was more willing to put in the work more than you. That's really what it boils down to. You know? You know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what's funny is that the article tried to play it off like that was just coincidence. I hate those articles. I hate those fucking articles. You know? Where it's like they're always trying to hide, like, oh, how did this 21-year-old make, you know, it's like, oh, he's already on the road to retirement. It's like, oh, you just have to, you know, cut out Netflix, you know, don't drink coffee, you know, don't buy coffee every day, and have your parents pay your rent for 30 years, you know, or whatever, you know. I mean, it's like, you know, oh, gee, it's like, oh, have your parents buy your first condo, you know, that you're renting out, you know. I mean, as an Airbnb. I mean, you know, it's like I hate those articles where they try to, like, they say like, oh, anybody could do this, and then you realize, oh yeah, no, you can't. No, you can't. You know. Yeah, silver is a much harder. Yeah, silver's a little bit harder to paint. I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to touch it up, but I think I got everything. Oh, forgot. Look at that. See, I knew I forgot, like, I think I'm going to really let it dry, and then I'll go in with my rapidographs. I usually don't use, oh, I forgot here. I usually don't use my rapidographs on this, but I think I actually need to use really, really liquid ink in order to touch this up. Because that's a lot of, this is a lot of touch up I have to do to get the armor, you know, to clean up the armor. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So you see that? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's gonna look so nice. And then it's like when you contrast it with the softness of the Copics, it's gonna look really nice. You know. So you see how really shiny that looks? Yeah, that's why, you know what? Yeah, it's like I'm glad I decided to do this. Look at that. Look at how nice that looks. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, so yeah, so when I'm done with the cover, I'm gonna have to do a video of it just to show what the final piece looks like, you know, once everything is dry and smooth. You know. Oh, and you saw that, right? You saw that. Yeah. That's why it's like, because like, oh, why isn't that shining? Oh, because I forgot it. You know, yeah. But but you know what? You were gonna warn me anyway, right? You're gonna warn me anyway. Okay, so I guess this is it for now. I mean, this is pretty much all the this is pretty much all the paint I'm going to be laying down on this, because everything else is going to be Copics. So like I said, when you have that shiny contrasted with the softness of the Copics, it's really, really nice. I'm very happy with this, how this is coming out. So yeah, so I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that dry. Oh, because like I said, I'm gonna have to go back in with my rapidographs to really, really clean it up. And then I'm gonna have to, and then I'm gonna do the Copics. And like I said, you can catch, and then I will post a video to it on Facebook so that you can actually see the shining, the shining parts. But yeah, because once I scan this in, it does not do it justice at all. But yeah, so like I said, you can pick up the paints. They're called Fine Tex. Yeah, they're called Fine Tech. You can pick them up on Amazon. Like I said, I'm going to check to see if they have other colors as well. If they have like kind of like stronger colors that I could also use. And so then it's like maybe I can. Most likely, I'll do more covers like this. So yeah, so I think so. So we're gonna cut the music, and actually, I can kind of just do it from here, you know, like the dork that I am. But hold on, let me do this here. Let me face. There we go. There we go. So. So yeah, so I don't know why I didn't think of this before, moving the camera from I mean technically next time I could just put the camera here and start off the show like this, and just like not have to change from computer to computer. I mean it depends. It's like, well, we'll see how it works. So yeah, so let me just put my thing here, because okay, hold on. I mean, in the end, I still have to sort things out, you know. So, just kind of like, oh, I could have done this the entire time. you know, you know. So yeah, where am I? So you know what? Maybe hold on. You know what? Maybe on the next one I'll move it. You know what? Let's move. I'm already getting confused. Here. So let me just, because it's like I'm so used to a very particular setup that it's like, okay, now that I have to switch over, so I'm gonna move everybody. So hold on. I'm gonna move everybody. So there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now I'm a little bit more organized, because also this is the bigger screen too. So okay, so all right, let's see. So let me just put this here, and no, not you. You're for the next campaign. Where are you? Here. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Loki's always for the EGORAVEN campaign. Although I probably should make one of like Ravenwood or something to put there as well, So yeah. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it for this piece. Like I said, it's like I'm just gonna let it dry completely so that I can take my rapidographs and go over the lines, clean it up, and then I will go in with Copics to finish it up. And like I said, I'll post it to my Facebook so that you guys can see what the final cover looks like. And then I have to do it 3 more times. So, but hey, it's like I said, I really do like the way this is coming out. And yeah. And so here we are. We made it to the end with probably 2 hiccups. I thought I was going to have to dump out, but unfortunately I have this I have this pit in my stomach that's telling me that this issue is going to be a continuing issue. Like I said, if it sorts out on its own, I'll explain it, on another. I'll do kind of like a story time or something, but it's kind of boring in the end, But I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, like I said, well, I don't want to think about it. So it's done. We made it to the end of the show, without me having to dump out and have to delete a half stream. But it's like, no, we're good. Okay, so thank you so much for everybody in the chat for keeping me company. Thank you so much. The 6 people who are watching me from the giant eyeball next to on my screen. Everybody watching me from regions beyond. Like I said, I'm kind of out of it today. So let's see. So yeah. Honestly, yeah, it does. It really does. Like I said, I'll explain it later once it's all settled. So here we are at the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in seeing more of me and my artwork and, and all the other stuff that I'm working on, including keeping track of my upcoming campaigns, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But again, like I said, I mostly post to Facebook, where you can see sketches and current work in progress, where I will post the final version of this cover on Facebook if you're curious to see how it turns out at the very end of it. And remember that I also, I also have my YouTube channel, which you are watching me on right here. You can check out all my videos on how I make my art and everything and also don't forget to check out my video comic. I worked really hard to update that just for you. So please check out EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn my video comic on YouTube. I'm very proud of it, how it came out. Like I said, give me a thumbs up if you want to see me do the rest of the issues. If you comment and give me a thumbs up, I will make it a priority to get those videos out, as opposed to just doing them when I finally get to them. So if you really want to see me do the rest of the series as audio video comics, where I'm actually reading the comic to you, just go ahead and give it a like and all that fun stuff. And while you're there, it's like, while you're at my channel, subscribe. You're watching it anyway, just hit the button. I am 5 people away from 1,000 subscribers. I would love to be able to finally get over this hump for 2023. So thank you to everybody who's already subscribed to my channel. But I'm going to thank the next 5 people even more, if to get me over 1,000. It'll be great. Come on. It'll be fun. You're watching anyway, so might as well do that. So yeah, so make sure that you head on that if you're watching me from Facebook, if you're watching from Twitch or from Twitter, come on over to my channel at Daphne Lage Art and check out all my videos and to subscribe while you're here. Also, remember, you can read EGORAVEN, Heir the First Unicorn, also for free on my website. So not only can you get it for free on YouTube, you can get it for free on my website as well. It uploads every day, Monday through Friday. We're already on issue 2 is uploading right now. Or you can download a free PDF of the first 16 pages of issue 1 as well, that you can use to read along with on the video comic on YouTube. So it'll be lots of fun. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales Online and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And not only that, right now, as we're speaking, you can read the continuing adventure, the continuing storyline, Tears of the Mother, which continues directly from Thieves Quest, uploads every day, Monday through Friday. Also, just as a reminder, even though you can also find me on the Indie Comics Network, on the Raging 2, the vlog show every Monday and Friday, we are skipping this Friday because Jose has a doctor's appointment, and it was a little too early for me to do a vlog and make it to the appointment with him at the same time. So we're just going to skip Friday. So we'll be back on Monday with a brand new vlog talking about whatever the chat wants to talk about. It's like we're kind of being really open-ended now. So it's like, yeah. So if you have questions about art, about comic books, about social media marketing or whatnot, you have any questions about that you want us to talk about, join us on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and maybe we'll talk about it. Most likely we'll talk about it because we pretty much talk to everybody in the chat. So again, thank you so much for joining me, on this weird Wednesday. But hey, we got work done. That's the important thing. Thank you so much again, and I will see you next time.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?